Good morning, everybody. So we're going to be starting today on RPG Maker MV with the tutorial. We're just going to go through the tutorial and see what we have to offer ourselves before we get into making a game together. Okay, so the start is just a tutorial, just a nice little tutorial, map basics, event basics, and then event transfer 1. So this first video is just going to be step 1, map basics. We're just going to look at a little bit of the map basics. I've done the tutorial myself. I've started making a game here. I also know RPG Maker, so we're going to go ahead and go through this thing. So the first thing that you're going to do is, as you can see through the tutorial there, to start a whole new project, you click this page up there in the top left, okay? It'll open this here and you can make a title name for yourself. You can change the title name later on in the game if you want to call it that, or in your project. But let's just call it, Udemy Game. Okay, cool. And then name and the game title will be the same. So we're going to say thank you there. Location, you can choose a different location for yourself. Use a PC, documents, games. I think I'm going to put this somewhere a little bit differently. As you can see, I've put it on my desktop. So instead of putting it into a folder, it's actually going to show up on my desktop. It might be the raw file on the desktop, but that's going to be perfectly fine. It's basically like a shortcut into the actual folder rather than a shortcut itself, okay? So then we're going to go ahead and click OK. It's going to make our little folder for us, our little everything that we might want to use. So it's going to put it into a little compact folder for us, which is now going to be loaded onto my desktop instead of in its own folder. But I can click Open Files, which I can show you later if you want. Okay, so the right side of the screen is the map. So the right side of the screen is the map. It's talking about this section here, all right? So you can make the map bigger and smaller and things like that. You can also zoom in and zoom out. On the upper left is the tile palette for the map. Okay, so over here you've got the tile palette, so you can add tiles into the map. And then on the lower left is the map list. So this is where you might make different maps. So if you go through a door and now you've got a different map section, you might want to put it there, okay? You've also got different tiles through the process, but we'll go through that through the tutorial, okay? So this is the tile set palette. Select a tile here and it will be drawn on the map. So let's go ahead and just click the tile that they choose, and then we can select it there. Okay, click next. All right. Oh, okay, it doesn't want us to. So now for a more detailed explanation on tile sets, let's click database. I do want to do that if we can, but it won't let us, so we'll just do it later. Don't get like too bombarded by what you see here as things get a little bit more hectic to look at. It's actually going to get very easy for us to all understand the more we do it and as we go through this, okay? But you can see that when you open settings, it's actually a database. It's not just settings. It's a database for a bunch of settings. It's actually the database for the game itself. So all the settings and all the nuances of the game that you might want and these sort of things inside the game, you're going to find them here, okay? Now let's go to the tile sets and see what they have to offer. This is the tile set settings screen. The mode is important. In field, you can specify the field type or area type. Okay, that's great. So we've got world type here. Okay, let's click OK. So basically, you're just going to say world type or area type, name of a world. And as you change it, things are going to change. So I guess we're going to have to go up through that together through the tutorial. It looks like they're starting as very basic just to get a look at what's going on, okay? In map mode, you can draw your map. And in event mode, you can place events. That would be obvious. So since we're currently in event mode, you can edit events. Events will be further explained later. That's cool. This is where you edit your events. You can zoom in and out on the map, give it a try. Okay, that's great. So you can see it up here. Okay, zoom in and out, zoom in and out. But what about if I hold control and zoom in and out? Okay, I can do that too. You can't zoom in and out with the mouse wheel alone. All right, once we've done the zooming in, let's go ahead and see what they have next to offer us. So click zoom in to magnify the map if you want to do it using the buttons or just the mouse, and click zoom out to shrink the map. Okay, there you go. Pressing the control key, roll the center wheel of the mouse to magnify or shrink the map. We have just done that, as I did showcase that just now. Okay. Pressing the center wheel of the mouse, move the mouse to scroll the map when the entire map is not inside the window. So pressing the center wheel of the mouse, move the mouse to scroll the map when the entire map is not inside the window. So what it wants you to do is look at trying to move it around, but the map looks too small for me to literally try and move around. Okay, there's nothing going on. So if we do this instead, click actual size to rest the map size, and then now we're done with the map zooming. I'll have to show that off, that moving around on the map later on. For now, we can just move on based on what they've said. So next is an explanation of the map tree on the lower left. Okay, this is the map tree. So a map tree is, like I said, you're going to have this map, if you can think of Photoshop or Premiere Pro or something, where you have a folder where you have certain elements of a project, maybe certain shades or fades or something like that, you put it in there. So this is kind of like that. Okay, you might have a map with certain tile sets because you're building an underworld map, you know what I mean? And then you go through a door or a cave, and then you go to the forest map, and then you'll have different tile sets and stuff like that. So if you right click to change a map name, we can do that, because this right now is map 001. We're going to click edit. We're going to change the name to field map. So they want us to change the name to field map. That's okay, that can work. And then we're going to go next. If we click OK, we'll go through all of this other much disgusting stuff later. Okay, it gets a lot. It gets very much a lot. We're going to start by making a nice, easy game as much as possible without incorporating and introducing all this crazy, wacky stuff. Just enough that anyone who just wants to make a game can just make a game. Okay, that's my goal here. So next we will place tiles on the map from the tile palette. That's great, finally. So you can do this by clicking space. Okay, if you click space, you bring up general settings and you can have your field map. Depending on what your current selection on the screen is, clicking space is going to interact with that. Okay, so if I was on field map and I click space, you're going to see that this comes up, and I could go through it if I want to. You can also see that, like I said, you can change the tile set there. So we have the overworld right now, and that's fine. I'm not going to mess with that. So let's go ahead and click map. We're then going to go to tile set B. For some reason they want us to just try something else, and that's fine, because we're going to actually make a town for each other. So let's click a town and click a cave and put a cave. And next we will create town and cave maps. This time we'll use a sample map. Okay, so this is where things get easy, because when you start using sample things, it starts making things itself for you, which is, it's nice, but it's less creative. It's going to be less of your game, okay? But if we right click to load a town map, let's go ahead, right click, and let's go load. All right, now you can see that we can go through different things. We can actually have whole certain worlds have made for us, right? But they wanted us to use a town map. So let's go ahead and use the normal town. We're going to click OK. So the next thing we need to do is then load in the cave map. So let's find the stone cave that they spoke about. Wherever it is. Stone cave. Hello. Stone. There it is. Okay, we found the stone cave. You can see there were a lot of tile sets and a lot of different maps you can choose from. Okay, but this is the first one that I also always got familiar with. So next we'll link each map to the field using events so they can be entered and exited freely. Cool. So what we have to do is say, here's a door, come in. Here's a cave, go in. All right. So click map to add the field map. Right. We're going to click event, and we're going to right click the town. Right click, not left click. Okay. If I left click, I might do something I don't want to do. We'll figure things out later. Right now, I just want to right click this right there. We're going to select quick event creation and transfer. So quick event creation, and we're going to transfer. So it's going to transfer us to a different map. It's not a door that's taking us through to a different side of the map. It's a transfer. So we're going to a different map completely. Okay. Location, field map, click location. And we're going to go click normal town. And now we get to choose where we actually come in. Okay. So click the entrance of the town below, I guess is what it's trying to say. So I'm going to choose it there. And we're going to say OK. Okay, and finally we can click OK. We'll look at that retain information later, but for now we're going to click the normal town from the map tree and right click at the exit of the town below. So we're now going to scroll down. You can also do like we said earlier, where you hold the mouse button, the center button as they said, and you can just move around like that. Okay, so right click at the exit of the town below. So I would say there, and we're going to go select quick event transfer and click location, and it's then going to take us back to the field map. All right, and click the town. So we're then going to come out on the town. Okay, now click OK. Right click the created event. So we're going to go to the event and we're going to right click. So they wanted us to put it there. So what I'm quickly going to do is go to the field map. I'm going to do this again, right click. They won't let me because of the click copy. Okay, that's an issue, so whatever. So if I right click here, all right, I just fixed myself. So I put my event up there. Unfortunately, all I just had to do was delete what we just did and just do it again, just down here. So now we're going to go ahead and right click on the event itself. we're gonna go back to the event manager. Okay, so for some reason, once you're done, it always goes back to the map tab. We're gonna go back to the event tab. We're gonna go down here. We're gonna right click. We're gonna go copy. Now we're gonna right click an exit tile of the town to fill the exit. Okay, that's cool. So where am I gonna do that? I guess I'm gonna do that here, I guess. So click paste, and there you go. So right click the remaining exit tile of the map. Okay, that's fine, and click paste. What? Where do you want me to do that? I'm just gonna click it there. And then field map. Okay, so right click the cave. Cool, we'll do that. We'll do the quick event creation and transfer. Location, let's go to the stone cave, and we're going to click the entrance of the cave below. Yes, we are, and click OK. Cool, now we can head over to the stone cave, and we can right click at the exit of the cave below. So let's go to the cave below, right click, select quick event creation transfer, and then we go over to field map, cave. Okay, so now we've done placing our transfer events. Next we will determine the player's initial position. Okay, great, cool. So let's click the normal town and right click a tile on the road. Okay, there you go. Select set starting position player. So set starting position player. You can also do boat, ship, and airship. You can use those things in the games as well, but I don't usually. I would rather just keep it as an RPG. It gets a little bit verbaceous, I guess you could say that. Okay, so once we've done that, it wants us to save our project so we can see what's it like, and we get to playtest. So these are a bunch of settings up here which we'll fly through in a while, but let's go ahead and playtest, and then the tutorial ends. Cool, so that was the first tutorial done. We now get to playtest our... Whoa la la, we now get to playtest our game. Okay? It's a little bit loud though, I'm not a fan of that. So where is it? There it is. New game. You can see that it steps outside of the RPG Maker. So this is the game that you get to play, that is your actual game. So this is what, once you've made it, you'll be able to put this on Steam or online somewhere, maybe cog.com or something like that. And you can actually sell your game. Okay, so it's a real RPG Maker game, or Game Maker thing. Okay, so if we go out that way, we can see that we'll head to the map now. That's cool. So we did make an exit over there. Instead of making the exit down here, you'll see, so if we go here, it already exits us. Okay, so it's already a transfer tile for us. It says come in and out of this place. For some reason, the tutorial was a little bit confusing and wanted us to make a few of these tile sets around the town. But you know what? Here we are. At least we know how to do the transfer, and that's all pretty much what I need. Okay. So if we go here as well, you can see we also go out, because I set 2 over there just to make certain that I was doing the right thing. Just because the tutorial was just a little bit confusing. All right. Now if we go and check out the stone cave. Also, that music was a little bit loud. You do get to change your music and make your own music and insert it if you want to as well. As you can see, we've now entered the stone cave, and that is good and glorious. Okay. And you can also make the volume a little bit less. Alright, so we'll go through a bunch of stuff like that through this course. But in the meantime, I'm just going to be looking at this tutorial. So this was the first video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's move on to step 2 of the tutorial.